Hi, thanks for taking a few minutes. I'm going to share 10 tips to become certified in writing a quality management system, which in the next few minutes could change the way you think about ISO 9001. Writing a quality management system is the first and most crucial step to becoming certified. The key document in this system is the quality manual, and that's what we're going to focus on to begin with. Let's start with a few things to avoid. The tendency of most people is to overcomplicate things. The standard is simple when you understand it. It's just common sense best management practices. Let's explore that briefly. There are 8 areas which need to be managed to make a quality system. Most of them you already have under control, but chances are nothing has ever been written down. Do you take corrective and preventative actions when things go wrong? Of course you do. Do you have a system for handling customer complaints? Almost certainly. What about training for your staff? Do you provide on-the-job training? Do you have a system for monitoring how effective that training has been? Almost certainly. Perhaps not formally, but almost certainly. If we were to go through all these areas of compliance, the answer will be the same for most, perhaps except for audits, and that is also really simple. The trick is to document what those systems are in your quality manual, look for the holes where things can go wrong, and develop common sense control measures as necessary. Bigger does not mean better. Unless you are BHP, your quality manual should be simple and does not need to be more than 30 or 40 pages long. Big manuals gather dust. Avoid legalistic writing styles. If your document looks like this, no one will use it. Resist the temptation to define everything to microscopic detail. You should not need to write extensive terms and definitions lists or use language like normative references with complex exclusions. Use the language and work jargon that you normally use in your workplace, making compromises only if it is a genuine improvement. Your quality manual is mostly for internal use, and the only other person who will read it is the auditor. The best way to write is to take the shortest possible route from A to B, without the fluff. When writing complicated procedures, keep it simple through the use of words at the beginning or end of your sentences, like where applicable, if deemed necessary, where called for, and so on. Doing that will mean you don't end up with a written process for every possible twist and turn, so tied up in procedural knots that the business is no longer viable. Here's a great piece of advice. Don't follow the layout of ISO 9001. ISO 9001 is amazingly condensed and a great document for what it's designed to do, but it doesn't have a very natural flow as a quality manual. It's not a good idea to use it as a template as though you were answering questions in a tender response document. You don't need to do that. Write your document for you, not for your auditor. The standard actually says that all documentation can be unique. Your quality manual should follow a process approach. It should flow. It should tell the story of your company. Documents, records, corrective actions, etc. can all be documented as processes. Outputs from each of your operational processes should provide the inputs for the next. As an example, the input from your new sales approach might be the questions to the customer, and the output, well, that may be the requirements such as a specification, an invitation to tender, a drawing, etc. The input for the next process then is the customer's requirements, and the output is the quote, and so on until the end of the warranty period if that's applicable. ISO 9001, AS4801 and ISO 14001 are so similar that you can easily integrate them into one single compliance manual. The standard itself specifies that it is compatible with other systems. It mentions ISO 14001, which is the environmental management standard, but the same is true of other standards like AS4801, safety management, and ISO 31000, risk management, and many others in that business genre. The point is, you'll save a lot of time and money by integrating them together. Why develop three separate systems when you can have one that does three things? Having one integrated system also means that people will actually use it. Here are a few other ideas that might help. Having an implementation plan makes all the difference. Let's see if we can get an idea of the milestones and how long it will take you to reach them. The milestones and timeframes in this implementation plans are quite realistic. You should be able to be certified in 90 days if you have a plan and if you stick to it. Most businesses we work with are already 70 to 90% compliant anyway, so the level of work involved is unlikely to be a genuine reason for not finishing in 90 days. If it is, you may be making more work for yourself than you need to. I've used this plan with success many times. Feel free to use it and just share it. If you want more information about getting certified in 90 days, read my ebook, Get Certified in 90 Days. Just follow the link on the website. It's a good idea to learn as much as possible of the principles behind each of the 8 areas, so that you'll not only pass your audit this year, but in each of the intervening years and your next certification audit. Your manual should be accurate. It should be a reflection of your business processes as they really are. There's no point in writing processes that you don't follow because you'll be non-compliant. Keeping it accurate, however, doesn't mean that you won't have to develop a few new systems and then make some necessary adjustments. Choosing the right auditor can make a huge difference. A good auditor knows the standard well. He has the ability to scale it to your business no matter how big or small and match it to the type of business. Wants your business ongoing and works to build a relationship of trust. Is helpful and friendly and will offer suggestions to make things easier wherever possible. A poor auditor, on the other hand, is trying to catch you out. Imposes unrealistic restrictions. Albert Einstein once said, "Question everything. If you're uncomfortable with anything, ask where it is found in the standard." And a poor auditor doesn't really understand the standard as it applies to the level of documentation and controls necessary. Thank you for taking a few minutes to listen. If you follow these steps, you'll be certified first time. If you'd like any more information, please feel free to give me a call or send an email. Bye.